the cloud. All right, folks. Welcome. My name is Carlos Martinez. We're coming to you here live. I'm from Chicago. Today is Monday, December the 21st. And we have an amazing training with an amazing young lady by the name of Logan Moore from Dallas, Texas. She's been with Forsage for a little bit more than 3 months. And in about 3 months' time, she has made about $118,000. And one of the best things about this is that she and her team are having a lot of success by following this model that they're doing, what we call the DMO, the daily method of operation, that she's going to go over what she and her team do every single day. And if you implement this consistently, there's no reason why you can't get results from it as well. So without further ado, Logan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. So Logan, I always get shocked at this. Logan, how old are you?
25.
It freaks me out. Like, my goodness, she's half my age. I got a daughter that's her age. So anyway, but Logan, thank you so much for taking the time. It's an honor and a blessing to have you here. I love seeing all the success that you're having, and then just your heart for people. You got a heart of gold and a heart for serving others. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening to train us. So you got all the time that you need here, right? So we're going to allow you to go ahead, do it, speak from the heart, teach us what you know, and then from there we're going to open up the Q&A afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
All
okay.
Right, good.
So to start off, I'm gonna just list the things we do, and then I'll share my screen and show you exactly how I do it. I think that would be the easiest way. So if y'all want to grab your paper and pen, I'm gonna go ahead and list it's 8 things. So I know I said 7, but I left one off the other day. So it's actually 8. So the first thing we do when we get on our Work With Me Zooms, we start 10 minutes of personal development. So whether it's YouTubing personal development of mindset or success, or like this morning we watched one about failing forward, which is crazy, but it's super motivational. It gets your head in the right headspace just before you go in and work these tasks, just keeps you positive. So that's why we started off with that. The second thing we do is we engage on Facebook for 10 minutes. So that's like, commenting on news feeds and things of that sort, like if you've added friends, and I'm going to get into all the details, so don't let this all scare you guys. The third thing is putting a post up. So putting a post, whether it's crypto related or it's not crypto related, you just want to get one post up at least once a day because it's keeping your algorithm steady. The fourth thing is at least one story on your story every single day. And again, that can be anything as well. I think Brooklyn's going to get on, just so you know. And then the fifth thing is adding and deleting friends. Sorry, you guys. She was confused about the time. Okay, the fifth thing is adding and deleting 3 friends. So I'm going to teach you how to add friends. I'm going to teach you a way to delete friends. The sixth thing is sending 3 messages at least to people you've maybe never talked to, maybe people that liked your Facebook post about crypto, and it can be cold messages or warm messages, and I'm going to show you both ways. The seventh thing is sending 3 follow-up messages. So people, maybe like for us, people we've added into the opportunity page, maybe somebody that's reached out to me before, just sending a follow-up message. And then the last thing is checking in with your team. And that one's almost as important as the very first one, because, as we all know, this is team-based, it's referral. And if your team's not in the right headspace or has the right momentum, then neither do you. So checking in with your team is important too. All right. I think Brooklyn is on here too. Can you make her a co-host too, Carlos? Sorry.
No need to apologize. It's already done. She's a co-host.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Brooklyn, do you have anything to add for what the 7 things are? I just went over exactly what they are.
Hey, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This is like my brain is fried. I feel like I got dumber with the second kid or something because I can't even keep track of time. I'm so sorry I'm late. I thought it was 9 my time, so I apologize you guys for being late. I don't have like what were you hitting
I kind of just laid out exactly what all the 7 things we are. I really haven't went into detail. I figured maybe one of us can share our screen and do it all, and the other can maybe answer questions or explain what you're doing.
Okay. I can totally share my screen. I would just have to get on the computer first, or do you want to do it and then I'll explain everything? Since
I'll share my screen and you can just explain as we're going.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And Logan, you keep on saying 7 things. It's 8 things you gave us.
Oh, 8 things. I'm sorry. I forget. We've added to it. So it is 8 things. Sorry, y'all.
I'm so glad that I checked my phone. Like,
no worries, Brooklyn. It happens. It happens.
it's crazy because I was like time blocking and everything. I was like, the Zoom is at 9, and I like came back here to check my phone, and I saw Logan was like blowing my phone up, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was at 8. Like, where did I get 9 from? So
no worries. You're here. You showed up. That's all that matters.
I did. I did.
Thank you.
I do. Why is this not working?
Are you on your phone or your computer?
Computer.
I know you have to like give privileges for someone to be able to share their screen if they're not like the actual host. And let me see.
Are you ladies trying to share and it's not working?
Yes, it's not letting me.
Okay. All right.
I have the option to share my screen on my phone. So I don't see why you wouldn't have the option on your computer, Logan. That's weird.
Yeah. So Logan, when you click on share screen at the bottom, click on it once, and then you go to the top, all the way at the top, it'll say desktop 1, then double click on desktop 1.
Yeah, and it says allow Zoom to share your screen, and it says open system preferences.
Oh, okay. That's odd. Well, we'll tell you what, Brooklyn, why don't you go ahead and just do it from your phone?
Okay. All right.
Sorry, you guys.
Now, Brooklyn, I don't know how you do it over there, but what I did was I was able. Is it working?
It was.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, we can see it.
Do I need to turn microphone on though, right? So you guys can hear me, or are you going to hear me no matter what?
Oh, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Yay. Okay. Perfect.
Okay. So you can see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see me? That's my question. Because if you, ooh, bad angles. We should probably. Okay. This is weird because I can't see me. I don't like that. Okay.
So the first thing after you would do personal development, after you do that, you're going to go to your Facebook and engage on people's anything on your wall. So the way we like to do it is scroll through and you want to kind of ask a question. So like this one she's coming across, Heather Cook, like she could easily comment on it and ask a question about it. So
I think like normally, so if I was scrolling past like anyone's post with like their kids or something like that, my go-to question is always like, how old are they? Because I always like to compare age differences between mine. The point of asking the question though is to like start a conversation with each other, because Facebook algorithm is so freaking smart, you guys. Like it is so crazy how much you can use them, like use the Facebook algorithm. So when you ask a question, it most of the time people are going to respond to you, and Facebook is like, oh, they're friends, like they talk to each other. Okay, I need to make sure that they start seeing each other's posts. So that's why we like to ask questions on posts. You don't have to necessarily ask a question, but it's kind of like brownie points when it comes to Facebook algorithm. So I'm gonna Stephanie says, is everyone looking at the star? And I'm just gonna comment on here. Just I'm not gonna ask a question, but just literally anything. Sometimes like I'll go through and just see what all the other comments are. I don't know if you guys have looked at the star tonight, but it's supposed to be super pretty, and I freaking missed it apparently. So I'm just gonna, you just be yourself. You guys engage already, you know, like you go down your news feed and you engage. So you're just kind of being intentional with it. You're talking to people that you may or may not want in your business. You are, you know, like I said, you're asking questions to like force a conversation between you and someone.
And just so you know, it does have to be at least 4 words, because for some reason the Facebook algorithm, if it's not at least 4 words, it doesn't pop up into the algorithm. So like that's why asking them a question helps build the algorithm, because they're obviously having to answer you, opposed to like just seeing something and they be like, thanks. Like the one-worded thing doesn't boost your algorithm, if that makes sense.
So like for this one, she's asking for recommendations for karate for her son. And so I'm just like being myself, right? But I'm going to ask a question too. I'm going to be like super intentional to get her to engage back with me, versus saying like, oh, cool, like sounds like fun. You know, you may or may not get a response. So with this, I want to put Braun in karate too. Do you know who you're using yet? So chances are she's probably going to respond. Whereas you see all these other comments, there's no responses really. Like she's not responding to anyone, but I'm almost guaranteed to get a response by asking a question. So again, in work for you guys.
And so you're just going to do this for 10 minutes. Another good way to engage, especially after you start adding and deleting friends, you can go to your friends, and there is a tab on your friends that says recently added, or on the iPhone, like if like Brooklyn, you know how to do it on the iPhone, right?
Like
So
recently
if you click the 3 little dashes on the bottom and then you click friends, you're gonna be able to click all friends next, and then see the sort button. If you click the sort button, it'll show you your newest friends, and that's all your recently added friends. So a good way to engage too, by you're adding those people for the potential of them joining you. So you want to engage on theirs before you message them. So if you click on them, you just scroll through it and you can start like loving and liking and commenting on their things, just to start building that relationship with all your new friends.
Yeah, so I didn't know that, Logan. So I appreciate you teaching me that. Because I do, like, on the list, we talk about adding 3 to 5 friends a day. And if you're not writing the names down yourself, or like finding a way to keep up with that, it's hard to remember like who you added. And obviously if you're adding people, you want to engage. So I love that. Like, I didn't even know that. So I learned something new every day. So yeah, the 10 minutes of engaging is amazing. Like we put that at the top of the list for a reason, because the next thing is making a post. So you're just like going through your newsfeed, being super intentional, getting the Facebook algorithm to start working for you, just getting it really going. And then that way, when you throw up that first post of the day, whether it's crypto or whether it's like an engagement post, like anything, then you know for a fact that those people that you've been engaging with are 100% going to see your post, because Facebook is smart and they see you like talking to people, and they do what they're supposed to do. They make sure that you see each other's posts. I'm sure almost everybody on the Zoom right now, when you go to your news feed, most of you probably see crypto posts. Like, I don't know, is it just me? Like, do you guys notice that? I can't see anybody in the chat, but I feel like most people scroll down their newsfeed and they see a lot of their business partners. And the reason that you do that or you see that is because Facebook is smart. They know that we're all in group chats with each other and we're always commenting on each other's posts and supporting each other. And they know that we're all friends. So they make sure that we see each other's posts. And the way that me and Logan minimize that. And the way that we've taught our friends to minimize that and business partners is we will actually go and unfollow each other. Like we keep each other on the Facebook, but we unfollow. And that way it makes room for other people on our newsfeed. Because again, Facebook is just doing its job and they know that we all talk pretty frequently. So they make sure we see each other's posts. So if you do, you know, unfollow your crypto business partners, you're going to make room for new people.
Can you show them also how to unfollow?
Okay, so to unfollow, let's see. I'm pretty sure I need to unfollow some people. I'm like the world's worst about preaching something and not doing it. So my bad. But so if you go to someone's profile, you can click these 3 dots at the top and then you'll go ahead and click on following, unfollow, and that's done. Or if you're like scrolling down your news feed and you're like, oh, you know, there's one of my crypto friends. Like, I didn't realize I was still following them. You should be able to click the 3 dots at the top and then, yep, see right there, unfollow Brooke. It's like the 5th thing
One,
down.
yeah.
I'm not actually unfollow her, but that's how you can do it as you're scrolling down your newsfeed.
Yep. And then, so the third thing we do is we put a post up. So whether it is, you know, crypto related, or if it's the first thing in the morning and you haven't had something happen to you during the day, whether it's, you know, good, or you want to talk about like maybe something that's not good happening. And honestly, I suggest like sharing a lot of your life on Facebook, because most people, if you share more about your life, they're going to trust you more. So being vulnerable to Facebook is only going to skyrocket your business. So whether it's the good, the bad, the sad, the hard, the frustrating, like anything you can talk about or anything that happens to you on Facebook, I highly suggest like throw a post up about it, just because it's going to resonate with somebody, and that's better for you. So whether, you know, you do throw up a crypto post or not, you at least want to throw up 1 post a day. And I suggest more than 1 post a day if you can fit it in. But if you absolutely like can't post more than once a day, at least 1 post. And it can be something that is engaging. And a good way to like look up something for like an engaging thing is you can go to Pinterest and literally type in like Facebook engagement post. So like Brooklyn's doing that now. So like engagement post for Facebook, and it is going to give you so many different ideas. And those are huge because everybody has an opinion and everybody loves sharing their opinion. So those will boost your algorithm too.
Yeah, these are awesome, dude. Like, you will see people commenting on these posts that you have never talked to in your entire life, which is good because that means that these people are going to start seeing your posts. So that's what we usually tell people, because we do our work with me's first thing in the morning. So nobody's life is that interesting at 9 a.m. Let's be honest. So you probably don't have anything to post. So an engagement post is always a great post, and plus it just kind of gets the algorithm going for the day if you do it first thing in the morning. Or like we do personal development first. So a lot of the times our first post is kind of like an inspirational post. We talk about what we got from our personal development for the day. And then like this morning, I dropped the YouTube link from the video that we listened to into the comments. So that's always a great way to like set the tone for other people's day too, right? Like maybe what you heard in your personal development is something that someone else needs. And then who knows, you could get a message from that post of someone saying like, oh my gosh, you know, I really appreciate you posting that. I'm having a really tough day and I needed that. So you never know like what you post, who it's going to resonate with. So even if it's something that you don't think is important or is, you know, inspirational, like I say, if it's on your heart, then just post it, because even if you only get 5 likes, guess what? That's 5 people that are watching you. That's 5 people that cared enough about the post. That's 5 people. Like, who cares if you don't have 150 likes, dude? Like, focus on the 3 people that do like your stuff. Pour into them. Like, get to know them. Who are they? You know, they're liking your stuff. They're supporting you. And then like once you start, I'm getting off topic. Good Lord. Once you start pouring into those like few people, it's like you're just putting this energy out. I can't explain it. Like when you start pouring into a few people, you'll bring more. It's crazy. It's hard to explain, but it's just how it works.
Hey, Brooklyn. So I got a question. So while you're on here, because I've seen people like copy let's say they like the one right there that says, who is the hardest person to shop for on your Christmas list? Okay. And I've seen people copy that and then they post it on their Facebook, but when they click on it, it takes them back to the Pinterest post. How do they avoid that so people don't click on it to take them back to the Pinterest post so it actually stays on
Oh,
their
so you
Facebook
want to like
post?
save the picture itself.
Yep.
So you want to click these three dots right here at the bottom, and then you can click download image. And then it's going to download it straight into your gallery. I would open up my pictures, but I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't know about it. So I'm not going to open on my gallery. You never know what you're going to get like with me. So anyways, but you just click those dots, or I think you can like long press on it as well. I mean, you can even send this in Messenger. You can like pin it. I think you can hit this too.
Or can they even just take a screenshot and just crop it?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
And then you can
And a
take
good-
a picture and crop it down.
Yeah, a good tip about like if you're taking something off of Pinterest and putting it on your Facebook as your engagement post, I highly suggest cropping it. Like even if it's just a smidge that you crop it, only
Yeah.
because so many people are using those things. So if you take that exact image and you post it on Facebook, you're not going to get good algorithm on it anyways, because Facebook is going to recognize that it's from Pinterest. So even just cropping it down, like even like a little bit,
Yeah.
considered a original post.
Yeah. Every picture that you guys screenshot, well, no, because so if you screenshot, you're making a new picture ID. But if you say, like me saving that, I'm just saving a picture that's been saved millions and millions and millions of times. It's the same photo ID. And Facebook recognizes that. Like they can tell when it's something that it's the same ID that's been uploaded to Facebook. So screenshots are always the best way to go, but like don't stress yourself out about it. Like if you want to save it, then go for it. But you can even crop pictures in your status. So like with that picture, if I wanted to use that, oh, we're in the clear, just baby pics. Okay, so if you wanted to click that picture, you can even crop this down while you're in your status. Like you can literally do that right there. And then you hit next and it's a brand new picture ID. So that's always, or like sometimes if you, like that says who's the hardest person to shop for on your Christmas list. Like I like to use like background colors too are really good because it's original, it's authentic, it's something that you typed in. So this is going to get a lot more feedback than posting a picture too, because Facebook loves original content. They love anything that's authentic. And this is why, like, if you're a big sharer, which we should probably like tell you guys about that too. It's so much, I know, but once you guys figure out Facebook algorithm and you start doing these like tedious things, you're going to notice a huge change in the engagement that you get. But like sharing things are also really bad. If you are a sharer, which I feel like everybody was at some point, if you're sharing posts constantly throughout the day, Facebook actually is going to stop shooting things out to so many people because you look like a spammer. Like you are just sharing things nonstop and you're sharing like unoriginal content. It's not something that you actually typed up yourself. And Facebook likes to show original things, authentic things, things that people are commenting on, things that people are liking. And most of the time shared posts don't really get that much feedback. So I would like minimize sharing. Like if you see something like, you know, this post right here, if I thought it was funny, naturally I would want to share it. But what you could do is just screenshot it, you know, and go repost it. It's going to be way original. It's going to look like something that came directly from you. I mean, everybody steals posts on Facebook. Like, let's be honest, like we all steal each other's stuff. So like if you see a funny meme or a funny like quote and you think it's hilarious, screenshot it and repost it. You don't have to share it, and you'll see a huge difference in your engagement. Also, if you are sharing 25,000 posts a day and then you're posting one crypto post in those 25,000 shared posts, when someone goes to your Facebook and they're trying to see like, who are you? Like, who is this person? Like, I want to see who they are. And they just start scrolling for days and they can't find like anything that you've actually posted. All they see are shared posts. That's another thing that you have to kind of think about too. And I'll be honest, like when I go to anybody's Facebook and I start scrolling down their page, if it's just a bunch of shared posts, I just leave. I'm like, I can't do this. Like I'm trying to find a post about this person and it's just cat videos everywhere. So just keep that in mind, you know, like it obviously it's hard to stop sharing. I get it. That was super tough for me, but these are just things that me and Logan have learned like over the course of the last couple years. And it's definitely why we have a lot of engagement on our Facebook, like hands down.
So then the next step, which it's step 4 or task 4, is posting to your story on Facebook. So you want to post at least once a day. The more you post on your story, so like Brooklyn, will you scroll to the top? So see the story. So the more you post, the more times you're going to get pushed to the front. So like just posting anything, it's easy to add like if you add text onto it, that's great. If you add like a poll onto it,
Marcus, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. If you add like a poll onto it or a question, so like Brooklyn, after you type that, like show them how you can add like a question tab onto it. Which
Okay.
if you add a poll or a question, it's automatically going into your inbox, which Facebook sees the connection. So it's boosting y'all's algorithm together.
And then this, which I'm actually going to post this because I think like there's so many people who are not done Christmas shopping. I like the red. But this is awesome because don't these go directly to your inbox too, Logan?
Yes.
Yeah. So like if you vote on someone's poll, it usually goes right into their messenger.
And you
Messenger
can even see if you click back on it, Brooklyn, how you already voted on it. If you click on it and swipe up, oh, well, it's not going to do it, I guess, because it was you. But like if I like go, like I'll go and vote on it real quick so you guys can see exactly how it comes up. So like I just voted on it and it's going to pop up in your notifications and it will pop up on the story.
Okay, hold on. It does show up in my notifications?
Yes, it should.
I see 2 people voted on the poll, so you click it and then it tells you. And let me see if it goes into my message.
Right. And so if you click on it, it automatically goes. So if you go back and you click on, you might not have your stories on there, or I'm not sure, but if you click on it, you can see who does it. And this is a great tool, like, especially like I post something like this on like Wednesdays when we do like the opportunity call, and I'll post something. I'm like, do you want the link? And I usually always give a yes and a yes option. So like, yes, I'm ready, I want the link, or I'm curious. That way, like no matter what they choose, it gives me an option to get into their inbox. So like how she just wrote like straight to what that girl voted, you can reply straight back to them.
Yeah, like you can just click on their name and then respond. But I know like some stuff, like I think going directly from Instagram, because I post a lot on Instagram and then share straight to Facebook, but you can do like a question box. Can you do that on Facebook too?
Yeah.
Where is that?
So if you go and you post, like create a story and click the who's the hardest to shop for. And then see stickers. Yeah. And you can click question or poll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't do that on like a regular, you can't do that on that though, can you?
No, you have to already have like pictures. And then you can add a poll, you can add music, you can tag where you are, which those are super great tools.
Yeah, these are actually really cool.
So the next thing after the story is you're going to add and delete friends. You're better at this one, Brooklyn, if you want to explain this.
Okay, girl, stop. Give yourself credit. So the reason that we tell you guys to delete and add and it doesn't have to be 3. I say like do what's consistent for you. Like if it's just one person a day that you can manage, then do that. But we do 3 to 5, and you really have to do that because you can only have 5,000 friends on Facebook. And if you only have 1,000 right now, it might not seem like you're going to hit 5,000, but if you're being consistent and you're adding people every day, that 5,000 is going to creep up on you really fast. So you want to make sure that you're removing friends as well as adding friends. Your Facebook is your storefront. Like this is what you guys are using to like promote something. You're talking about crypto and Ethereum. So you want new faces coming in and out constantly, new and old faces. So it's harder to delete people than it is add people. Typically I'll go to my birthdays. Like I like to start because I like to tell everybody happy birthday. That's like a part of my engagement, my 10 minutes of engagement. I actually like message people and tell them happy birthday instead of posting on their wall. So I'll look at the people, like the birthdays, and then if there's someone on there that I don't like necessarily know, or maybe someone that I just don't like, you know, that's on there, like, or maybe someone, I don't know, like that's just a great place to get a bunch of random names thrown at you, and you can look at them and see like if it's someone that you would be okay with deleting off your Facebook. I know whenever I first made my Facebook, I was a little 13-year-old girl and I was adding all these hot guys constantly. So like that's usually the people I can delete because I'm like trying to clean my Facebook friends out from, 10 plus years of just an adding spree. So you could, like I said, you can just click friends and you can, which I didn't know you could do this, Logan, so I appreciate it. You could do oldest friends and you can see like who is the oldest friends that you've had on your Facebook. So that's a really cool way to see who you can delete. You'll also find that as you scroll down your friends list, you'll see people who are inactive, like they don't have a picture bubble anymore. Some people, like, you don't even know who they are, like they don't even have a name. It's like their Facebook has been deactivated, but they're still taking up that friend space on yours. So you can delete this way by just going through, or maybe you scroll down while you're engaging and you're scrolling down your newsfeed and you see something that triggers you or whatever, and you're like, you know what, I don't want this person on here, they're negative, like I just want them off. Just delete them. There's no point in having them on there if they're not making you feel good or anything. So that's how you delete people. Adding people is like you have to be intentional with that too, because if you just go to people you may know and you start like just adding a bunch of random people, it's easy to do that, but it's also easy to get put in Facebook jail if you go nuts with that. And then also you'll probably end up adding people who, are like really weird, but you didn't know, like you were just clicking add because you're trying to add people and they turn out to be like somebody weird that you probably didn't want on your Facebook. Maybe you add someone who like posts things that you absolutely do not want to see on your newsfeed, but you didn't know. It could be, you just never know. So you have to really be intentional with adding. And this is why we say 3 to 5 friends a day, because it's really not as simple as just clicking add. So the way that I like to do it, I do like to do people you may know, but I also try to kind of steer clear of that because I end up getting a lot of friends who like are on Logan's Facebook and then they reach out to me and it turns out they've been talking to Logan, and it's just like ends up being like awkward because then I'm like, oh, well, you need to go back and talk to Logan and not like, don't talk to me. We try not to do that. But so the way I like to do it is I like to click the search bar, and this is the same on the computer as well. You just click your search bar. You can type in any name. So I'll just do Ashley because I feel like that's a really common name. I hit search and then I go up and click people to make sure that we're in people. But I'll go up to the top right here, the top right hand corner where there's like little lines with circles, and I click that and it's going to bring up some filter options. You can filter, like it's crazy what you can filter this down to, but I usually do city, and then you can type in like any city in the whole world. Let's do Little Rock, Arkansas. And then it's going to pull up all the Ashleys that are affiliated with Arkansas, which is freaking awesome because you can literally go and add people who you have no mutual friend with. Like these are people who probably don't know you. They don't know about crypto maybe. Like you just never know. I know with crypto, we end up finding out that a lot of people know about it because they're in our same county or they're in the same like area. So this is awesome to like branch out and expand your network. But like I said, you want to be intentional, right? So I don't want to just be like, oh, she's pretty, I want to add her. I want to click and I want to make sure that she's active for one, because you'll find some people have not posted for 5 years. Why would, you don't want to add them. So I just scroll down and I check them out and see if like we vibe, I don't know if they're funny and I feel like they talk like me because I like to work with people like me. So If I feel like I vibe with them, then I'm going to go ahead and add them. And then, like I said, you can just keep scrolling down and just checking people out. It's awesome. I love doing this. It's a great way to expand your network outside of your own little county. I feel like a lot of people get so stuck in, well, everybody does it where I'm from. Well, like branch out a little bit. You know, nobody is making you stay in your little town. So Facebook is awesome, and there are millions and millions and millions of people who have no clue about cryptocurrency. So this is a great way to like find people. Was that all?
Yeah, well, that was good. That was good. So then the wait, somebody raised their hand. Let's see.
Hey, so Logan, so let's do this. Let's wait till like ask the questions at the end.
Okay.
So we'll let you guys finish up, and then we'll allow people to answer questions.
Okay, great. Okay, so the next thing that we do is sending 3 messages. So, and honestly, going into sending your messages, you can't be in your head about it. It's easier to just send it and don't look at it anymore. Don't go back to see if they read it. Don't go back to see if maybe they're replying or anything like that. Just send the message and move on. Only because you're only going to ruin your headspace if you're constantly going back and checking out to see whether so and so read the message or anything of that sort. So like one good way to send a message is honestly be yourself. You know, if you talk a certain way, you know, talk how you would talk. If you know, are the type of person that wants to throw out a bunch of information, then do that. I advise against it. Being short and sweet is really the best way to go about it. So, Brooklyn, are you getting ready to like message somebody?
Yeah. Oh, I've messaged so many people today, so I'd be surprised if I can find somebody. We're doing a contest right now, you guys, and we're just going nuts. So, yeah. So I feel like I have to hit on that too some more with Logan. Like you guys just, if you start sending messages and looking back to see if people read it, you are going to screw up everything that you're trying to build. Like it is so bad for your head. And I tell everybody, like, be so busy worried about the ones who are talking to you that you don't have time to worry about the ones who aren't. Like, because it's just so toxic when you get in that head. It even messes with me. And I feel like I'm a super strong person, like mentally. But if I'm like accidentally scrolling back and I see like Susan over here read my message and didn't say anything, I get butthurt as hell. Like I do. I'm like, excuse me, you know, like what did I say wrong? Like, and then I start like getting in my head about it. And it doesn't matter because you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, period. And you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So like, don't stress yourself. Like, don't get so caught up sending the perfect message that literally doesn't matter anyways. Like if they want it and it's for them and it's the right time, you could say the craziest thing and they're going to be like, yeah, shoot me some info, you know? So it doesn't matter. Just be yourself. That's like the most important thing. Be your freaking self. Like if you have a potty mouth, I have a really bad potty mouth. So I just let it all out when I message someone because I need them to know what they're getting into. Like first and foremost, I need them to know who I am and my vibe and my energy. And sometimes people like it, sometimes they don't. But it's me, you know, like I would never want someone to jump into this with me and then 2 days later hear me dropping the F-bomb and be like, wait a minute, like I didn't know you was like that. So you got to be yourself. So typically the place that I love to start when I'm messaging people is I go to my crypto posts. And I like to, you probably already messaged the people that commented on it. Those are pretty obvious, but have you guys messaged the ones who liked it? That is like huge. I just go to the likes because a lot of people, if they like your post, they see what you're doing, right? They're not going to be stupid and like act like they don't know anything when you message them because they saw the post, like they liked it. They clearly read it. They were interested maybe, but they were too scared to reach out, which is typically what I find happens is people like it, but they feel like they're dumb. Like, I don't know if you guys get that, but they're like, I'm just dumb and I don't understand. So I think that's where a lot of the likes come from is people, they're interested, but they don't know how to reach out to you without sounding stupid. That's what typically people say to me. So I go down and I just find like someone who liked it that's not in crypto that I know I haven't talked to. And then I'll just go ahead and click message, which I think I messaged her today. Yeah, I just asked her if she ever got in her group. So let me go back and try to find one, and I'll show you guys what I say to people. Okay, I told you guys I messaged a lot of people today.
And speaking of like Brooklyn saying that, you know, she messaged a lot of people, like, so right now for our team, we're doing a go for no challenge. So we literally challenged our whole team to go and get 10 no's, which sounds crazy. And you're like, oh, well, that's easy. But it's actually harder than you think. Like to get a definite, like, no, I'm not interested, or no, no, thank you, whatever the case may be. So, like, half of our team has already sent like 100 and something messages today, which is crazy. And they've only gotten like 3 or 4 no's, and we're challenging them to get 10. So to get 10 no's, like, really is a lot harder than what you think. And honestly, if you're too scared to get a no, then you're never going to get a yes anyways. So if you're too scared to reach out to people because you don't want them to say no, you're never going to reach out to people and give people the chance to tell you yes.
Yeah. So this is an example. This girl liked my post. We had never talked ever. Like you can see, we had never talked. And I messaged her. I'm not going to cuss out of respect for you guys on here. Like I don't want to start. I don't know if people. I don't want to do that. This isn't my Zoom. But you can see what I said to her. And this is just how I talk. And I think if you're going to go for the likes, you got to be super nonchalant about it, right? Because you're already messaging someone that didn't really ask for info. So I always go with the, notice your like on my crypto post. Let me know if you want info. Just like super short, super sweet, nonchalant, no pressure there. You're kind of just putting it out there and seeing if they take it. And she did. She was like, I do, please. And that's crazy because if I wasn't messaging people that liked my post, like I could have missed out on her, like she could have never even asked me about it. And so at that point, I sent her the group and that was it. So, she took the bait, and whether she goes in the group or not, like I planted the seed, and that's really all. See, I didn't even know that she had not opened it because I didn't go back, but that's all we really can do. All we can do is like introduce and see, like, and she read it and didn't say anything. That was 4 hours ago. Like it happens, it just, you just gotta do it. And you're not going to get good at messaging people until you do it. Like it sucks. It's one of those things that nobody likes to do, but you get better at it the more you do it. And like Logan said, that whole, like our Go for No contest, if you guys have a book, it's called Go for No. It's amazing. It's a super short read. I finished it in one sitting, and it will change the way you think about the word no. Everybody is so programmed to be scared of rejection and think that it's a bad thing. And it's not a bad thing. And the book like teaches you that. So it's so funny because I hear it, and Logan hears it from our business partners all the time. Like, oh, everybody's telling me no and all of this. So we dropped this contest today, and everybody's having trouble finding the word no now. And it's so funny because it's like, see, you really wasn't getting told no that much, were you? Like the more people you reach out to, the less you actually hear the word no. Like you hear more interested, send me info, like what's it about? Like you hear way more of that than you do the word no. If you're only messaging 3 people a day, like if you do go by the task list and you only message 3 people a day, there's a big chance that you might hear the word no from 1, and maybe you get left on red for 2. So my advice is, if you're ever feeling down about the response that you're getting from people, is to talk to more people, because it's a numbers game. It really is. Like if you message 3 people, you got a chance that there might be a yes, but if you message 20 people, you got a bigger chance that you're going to hear more yeses. And I feel like all it takes is one. Like all we ever really need, right, is like one person to see the vision, like one person to get excited, and then they go tell people about it. And I'm getting off topic again, so I'm gonna just shut up. We gotta get ready for this.
Hey, Brooklyn, this is totally on topic. I really love that you're doing this. We need to hear this, so thank you.
Okay.
Another thing too, and like in the beginning, like I can't tell you how many times like Brooklyn had stressed this to me. Like if your mouth is closed, then so is your business. If you're not talking to people, then no one's hearing what opportunity you have. So if one of the biggest things you have is you're too scared to like message those people, it's one thing you're going to have to get uncomfortable about, because if you continue to not message people or reach out to people, or only expect people that have commented on your stuff to come to you, then you're going to keep being in the same, I don't know, like the same, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the same pattern, I guess, like the same everything, and you're never gonna launch further, I guess, in a way.
Right. You also got to like change what you're doing. Like if you guys have been like, and I'm guilty of this. I'm going to be honest. I had a huge network when I jumped into this crypto space. So I didn't have to do a lot. Like this daily task list, we just started doing this. Like me and Logan were both guilty of it. We have just started like really getting consistent with it because we have large networks and we get like a lot of feedback. And so we got really comfortable with just like being able to throw up a post and like people come to us. But then we got to a point to where that was not working anymore. Like we were going through the motions. We were getting comfortable. We were like and so now we're having to get uncomfortable again. We're having to hop on Zooms at 9 a.m. with our team. But they needed that, like it's not just about us. Like we have to help other people too. And so we were getting so comfortable just going through the motions, doing our own thing, like signing people up left and right. And then when that started to not really work anymore, now, like I said, we're having to get uncomfortable. And if you're doing the same thing every day, you can't, like you got to change it up or you're not going to grow or nothing new is going to happen if you're doing the same thing every single day. So now, like I said, now we're getting uncomfortable and we're waking up early and it sucks, but like we're already seeing massive momentum, like massive change, like it's crazy. So I highly recommend changing something in your daily routine. And if it's this task list for you guys, do it. It takes like 30 minutes to knock this out by yourself. Like you could do this in your bed, like wake up 30 minutes early, knock it out before work, bam, done. So I say do it. Like don't even question it.
The second to last thing is follow-up messages. So a good way, like, people that you've given information to already, or maybe if y'all have an opportunity group, people you've added into your opportunity group. That's the way we do it. Another way you can do it is go into your messenger and search crypto. Like you're always going to say the word crypto when somebody's asking you, or whether you reached out to them. So if you search the word crypto and click all messages, it'll bring up every single message you've ever said with the word crypto. And scroll to the bottom and, pick somebody that you've talked to maybe before and just follow up, see where they're at. And people get busy, so follow up is like important. Maybe they left you on red because their children got home from school or whatever the case may be, but some people just need that extra push, or maybe for you just to follow up with them.
Yes. So like Logan said, just find a keyword that you use. Crypto is always like the given word, or if you guys say Ethereum in a lot of your message, you can even look that up. And then you can let me see if I have someone that I haven't followed up with, and I'll show you guys how I follow up with people. Okay, so this girl, same thing. I said, girl, just noticed your like on my crypto post from the other day. This is nuts. Let me know if you want some info. I got you. Like super simple. And she's like trying to talk my fiance into it. And then I sent her this gift and I was like, you know what to do. So you guys got to be yourself. That was the whole point of that. Like if you're goofy, like just be yourself, man, because people love it. Like, and they see through it. If you're copying and pasting something and you're not getting feedback, that's probably why, because we're not stupid. You guys aren't stupid. Like I'm sure if you open up your message, you can tell if somebody just sent that to 10 other people before you. Like you can feel that it's not original, like that it was not for you. And I swear that's why I get most of the feedback I get, because a lot of times people are like, you are wild. Like that's usually what people say to me. They're like, you are crazy. Like tell me about crypto. Didn't even want to know, but you're crazy.
And it goes back to what Brooklyn was saying, is like you're potentially like gonna have these people as your business partners. So if you act completely different from when you were messaging them, and then they come in and they see like how you are, it could not always be the greatest thing. Like somebody could be like, I did not think you were like that. I don't think I want to be your business partner. So it's always good to just completely be yourself, and be exactly who you are in real life.
So sometimes I'll reach out to people like that. Like I asked her what level she was thinking. She said she wasn't sure, which tells me she probably doesn't really understand the levels. I don't know what I sent back to her. I'm not going to play it because I'm probably dropping the F-bomb, but I'm just following up with her saying, like, let me know if you're still interested. Don't stay confused. I'm here to help. I find that a lot too. A lot of people don't respond back because they don't know what the hell we're talking about. They're like, I don't know what she's talking about. Like, so you sometimes it's good to follow back up and be like, hey, like, it's okay if you're confused. I didn't understand either. You know, like I felt dumb too. I think we all probably felt super dumb when we came into it. We were like, I just don't understand what's going on. So sometimes that helps if you reach back out to people and be like, hey, if you're confused, let me know. You know, that's what I'm here for. So that's a great way to follow up. Or if you've like sent someone the group link, if I go back, which I could do that too. I'm not going to do that right now, but you could copy and paste maybe the group link and go see all the people you sent the group link to, open up a message, see if it like got left on red. Like maybe they said, okay, I'll join and I'll check it out later. You could chime back in and say, do something as simple as like, hey, did you ever get in the group? Like super simple. A lot of the times people got too busy and forgot to go in the group is what I find in my messenger is people are like, oh, I forgot, you know, I was putting the kids down. So, I mean, we're all human, like we get busy. I'm so bad about meaning to do something and forgetting, like going to type up a message and totally forgetting to send it. So that's why follow-up is important because you never know what's going on the other end of the phone. Like maybe they left you on red because their kid was being crazy, you know, and they meant to message you back. So keep that in mind too. Like when you see people left you on red, sometimes it's not rejection, you know, sometimes they're just freaking busy and they forgot. I feel like the best way to get back in a conversation with those people that left you on red, if you're not the type of person that likes to, I don't like to message people back that leave me on red. I'll be real honest because even if they were like busy, I don't know that. And so personally, I don't feel comfortable messaging someone again because I don't want them, if they weren't busy, I don't want them to be like, dang, like get out my inbox, you know? So I would rather just be consistent and keep posting crypto posts and they will see it again. And if they were really interested, then they'll be like, oh crap, you know, like I totally forgot to message her back, and they'll jump back in their messenger with you. So that's what I like to do. I like to just keep doing my crypto posts. But if you're somebody that loves to follow up with people and you see someone left you on red and it's been a couple of days, then maybe that's something you do. You know, you just chime back in and say, hey, let me know if you're still interested, and then leave it at that.
Yep. The last thing on the list is to check in with your team. And like I was saying in the beginning, like this is just as important as the very first one is, only because, you know, like we've been stressing, like if your team is, you know, has no momentum or they're falling behind or anything, like this is all teamwork. And we all know that, you know, as much as, you know, somebody under us, I don't know how to word it, but either way, teamwork is the dream work. And if your team isn't moving momentum, then neither are you. So it's important to chime in with your team every day, figure out, you know, where their heads are, tell them, hey, like, let them know if they need help, you're there for them, anything like that.
Yeah. I think a big thing with that too is like one person could change everything for you too. Like you just never know. I don't think anybody expects the runners that they get, because it's so funny because some people will jump into crypto and I'm like, oh, they're gonna rock it, like they're gonna kill this, they're gonna be, and they don't do anything, they don't do nothing, and I'm like, really? Like you have the most amazing Facebook. And then it's the people that like you least expect that are like motivated, driven, consistent, they show up, they're on Zooms, like it's crazy. So if you pour into just everybody, you know, like you give everybody a little bit, that's how you're going to find the people that change everything for you. Because again, all it takes is one person and they take off, and it's just, you know, you don't know who they're going to reach either. They have a totally different network from you.
All right. Anything else to add, ladies, before I open up for questions? This training was amazing. I took a lot of notes. Thank you.
I'm glad that you liked it, Carlos. I was gonna ask midway through, like, are we talking too much? Like, are we doing too much?
No, this is perfect. Yeah, a lot of value bombs. So anything else to add, ladies, before I turn it over to like some of the questions up here? Open it up for questions. Anything else? Nope.
I don't have anything.
All right, packed. All right, thank you so much. All right, guys. So here's what I want you to do. If you've got questions, all right. So we already got Karen Cooley. So that's exactly what I want. So what I want you to do is at the bottom of your screen, you'll see the word participants. You're gonna see a side panel open up, and at the bottom is a hand where you can raise your hand. So we're gonna do it by hand raising. So we got first Karen Cooley, and then followed by Jeremy Dykes. So with that, let me ask Karen Cooley to unmute herself.
Questions. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
All right, go ahead, Karen. Unmute yourself, please, and ask your question.
Okay. First of all, good evening, Brooklyn and Logan. Thank you both very, very much. This has been huge. It's just gold. So thank you, ladies. My question is this. When people are asking you for information, where are you pointing them? Do you have a particular video you like to send? Are you inviting them to a crypto journey? You know, what are you doing that is piquing their interest? And is there one video that you really like that's kind of short and sweet, but is still really engaging?
So Logan, do you want
No,
me
you
to
got
say
it.
like we can just I mean I can answer me and then you because I know we probably both do different stuff, but I'm all about leverage. Like I'm all about working smarter, not harder. So I don't like stay in a chat with someone and explain something for an hour when they may or may not say yes anyways. I love my time with my family. So I leverage a group, an opportunity group. If you guys have a group where you can put people where there's a little video explaining how this, like, do it. That's what I do. Like, I don't have a secret. I'm like, hey, jump in this opportunity group, watch this video. The ad tag message thing is genius. Add them to the opportunity group, tag them in the video you want them to watch, message them right after, or give them 30 minutes or whatever, and then message them back and follow up. So that's what I do. I'll be really honest with you guys. I was doing the ad tag message in the opportunity group, and for whatever reason, I stopped doing that and I started sending the Wednesday night webinars that Carlos does, which are amazing. I love the webinars, but I'll be real honest. I don't think that's the best for me. That was not the best thing to start off with. Like people started messaging me and I was like, just watch this webinar, and I'd send them the webinar. Those are an hour long. And I found that so many people just never watched it because they started it and they probably were like, Jesus Christ, like this is an hour long. She's out of her freaking mind. And it's a PowerPoint, it's more like, I feel like it's more in depth and it's for like a lot of like more people who probably are a little excited already. Like they've probably seen money post on Facebook. They're a little more excited and they're ready to like open their minds to how it actually works. So once I started sending that hour Zoom to people first, I noticed a decline in the response I was getting. And so I immediately switched it back. And so I say opportunity groups. Braun, go in there, please. Go see Daddy. Thank you. Ooh, I didn't think
So
that was
Brooklyn, is there one short video that you like that's maybe like, I don't know, 10 minutes long or something that you say, yep, this is a really great video?
So me and Logan, we made an opportunity group and I have like a 9-minute video that I recorded myself for my people. I know that you guys have an opportunity group and I just got in it. I need to go in there and find a video as well that I like, that I can add people to and use, because right now all I have is mine. But I just think like if you guys have a video, like anything exciting, like even if it's just one person's testimony, someone saying how much money they've made, and then kind of giving like a rundown, I think like the shorter, the better. Like, I really feel like you're just trying to like get them, like you're trying to hook them while they're interested. So I think the shortest, like most exciting video is the way to go in my opinion. And then after that, if they're still asking questions, then I always go with the webinar at that point. I'm like, hey, watch this. It's like, it really explains a lot more.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it needs to be short and sweet at first. Would you share your video with us? Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, I'll like see if I can like download it and like give it to everybody so they can send it out. I know you can't send it. I can screen record it, but I don't think you can send it in Messenger, but I'll see if I can like get it downloaded or something and maybe have like an email or something like that I can like just shoot out to everybody.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Another thing with just even if you were to like record yourself, like be excited, So like just make a short 10-minute video like yourself. You could do it that way and store it in your email so that you could email it out to people. Just be excited, kind of give like the highlights of everything that, you know, you need to do here or how the platform works type thing, and send that out too, because I'll agree with Brooklyn. Like a lot of people, if they aren't like truly excited and they're just really asking you like, hey, what is this about? They're not going to sit and watch an hour-long video. The webinars are great to get on, like for people who already have the info or are excited about it and want to jump in. But like somebody that really doesn't even know what you're doing, it's kind of hard to get them to watch the hour-long webinar.
That's what I've been finding too.
And people like people respond to energy. Like I mean, why are you guys here? Like what piqued your interest? Like let us know in the comments. But I feel like for most of us, like we either heard someone talk about it on the phone or in a voice clip and they were so excited and it made us, I'll be honest, I didn't know what the hell I was signing up for. I was just excited. I was like, you know what? I'm excited. Like she made a lot of money and she's excited. And now I'm excited. Like I don't even know what I'm doing. I just want in. So I think people really respond to energy. So if you can do a voice clip, if you can record yourself and be excited, and then if people are still interested, the webinar is amazing. Or tell people when you send the webinar, like, hey, the first 30 minutes is like, it's a lot of information. It's very dry, you know, like you can't, like, there's nothing energetic about the presentation because it's just, you know, it's the information you need to know. So I'll tell people like the first 30 minutes is information and the last 30 minutes is like testimonials and they're amazing. So if people can get to the testimonials, then yes, but a lot of people, they don't make it through that presentation is what I'm finding. Like they'll be like, oh, I started it and I was confused and I didn't, you know, because so that's my advice. Like I said, I love the webinars, but I don't think it's the first place to send people.
I agree. Okay. Thank you, ladies. That helps
You're
very
welcome.
much.
All right, thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. All right, we got Mr. Jeremy Dyke up next. Go ahead, Jeremy. Let's see here. You should be able to unmute yourself now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of you know me as Jay Deitch. I have 2 Facebook profiles. One of them, you know, various different reasons why I ran 2 of them. But anyway, so we have myself included. There's quite a few people in my team, my personal team, where we're kind of stalling out. You know, trying to reach out to a lot of people. Like right now, I've got over 30, 40 people that I'm talking to at the same time, and they're kind of ghosting me. So I don't know if it's something that I am doing. Like I'm starting out by I've like bounced around, changed different strategies. It doesn't matter what strategy I'm using, it's not really working. All right. First thing I would share like the webinar videos. It didn't work. I bounced over to the short, what are they called? Uh, uh, the little videos where it just explains how Forsage works. All right. What are you guys doing to keep people interested? I'm trying to be, you know, uplifting and excited about it, and it's definitely it's putting a damper on it, taking the wind out of my sails. You know what I mean? So, what are you guys doing to keep that moving, that momentum going?
Okay, so like the first thing, question for you, are you sending voice clips at all or are you texting it out?
Yeah, well, I find out a lot of the times when I send voice clips, people will just kind of ghost me from there. You know, a lot of people won't even look at or they'll look at the voice clips, but they will not respond to them.
So I have found that, you know, voice clips do work better, especially if you can get like super excited in them and just give, honestly, the less, and I know it sounds so crazy, but the less information you can get, like give them like until they're actually like really like interested, it's better because like say for instance, you get on there and you send a minute, like 3-minute voice clips, or whether it's just 1-minute voice clip and you're kind of like just going through the facts of what it is, nobody's going to be excited about that. And like Brooklyn said, people feed off of energy. So I would suggest like trying to be like real excited, short voice clips, or I don't know if you do it, but like going live too. Like going live is key. Like if you start slowing down, going live is the best way to get everybody like on the excitement train again. Like, be excited, share like your success. If you had something huge happen to you and you were able to like me, I lost my job and I was able to provide for myself just because of my crypto. So I went live over it. So just things like that. There, that's really important too. And I know
Okay.
not everyone likes going live, but live really does help.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I try not to make it all about the business. You know, my first voice message is like, "Hey, so and so, how are you doing? You know, thanks for messaging me back. You know, what's going on? Blah blah blah," and then I'll run it down, and then I leave it alone. You know, then I'll wait for them to respond, and it's like half of them don't even respond. It's like, okay, or if
So
I do get,
are you sending like something and you're like, hey, like if I was talking to like Brooklyn, like, hey Brooklyn, how are you doing? And then you ask a little bit of her life and then she responds and then you send the business stuff.
that's basically how I've been doing it.
Okay, so just from experience, like honestly, especially if you have no relationship with that person that you're reaching out to, as soon as you reach out to them and you're like, hey, how are you doing? Hope all is well, blah, 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 blah. And then they message you back and they're like, hope you're doing well too. And then you prospect them and then you send the messages, the business messages, they probably aren't going to respond to you. And honestly, I don't suggest it because most people, like if you're in their inbox and they don't know you, we obviously all know that there's a reason. So like I guess kind of putting up like a fake front, like even though you are probably curious about how they're doing, it looks bad on our end. Do you have
No,
any?
It's
what I'm talking about is like these are people that have responded to my
that wanted
posts, all
info.
right, and
Okay.
then I
Okay.
start talking to them, and like my strategy, I don't start off with Forsage at all. You
Mhm.
know, I start out just I'm gonna touch bases with you more, Jen, but uh, like I won't bullshit with them, or I will bullshit with them. I'll just talk back and forth, and then I start sharing after I ask them. So I see you're interested in this. Um, Normally, I'll send them a video after they say, "Yeah, I'm interested." I'll send them a video, a short clip video on what Forsage is, and then after that, I'll send them a little bit of like uh, what I've made in it so far, or tell them there's a great community here. There's 100% support. Team training, stuff like that. And then it's like right after I send them all that stuff, they just pause. And then so where would one of you go from there?
I think my biggest question is, or I'll just give you like some tips and then you can respond. But if they're wanting info and you're sending a video along with like a message or a voice clip about all of the other stuff, that I feel like that might be a little overwhelming. Like there's a video and then there's 2 voice clips from him and then there's a message, and like sometimes it can feel like a lot. I always I let them lead, so I never give anything more than they ask, which is going to take pressure off you too, right? Like if you're telling them all the information about Forsage and they didn't even ask you, you're putting a lot on yourself. Like you're doing way more work than you have to. Remember, you want to work smarter, not harder. So I literally let them ask me anything they want. Like, I like, okay, let's say that they responded to your message and they wanted info and you're like, hey, how you doing? Like, thanks for messaging me. Like, what's up? Like, what are you feeling? What do you want to know? Like, hit me with your questions. Like, I'm here for it. Like, just like get them to talk, right? Like get it to feel like they're asking you and you're not telling them, right? Like they're asking, like you're pulling these questions from them. And then this way you're not word vomiting, like you're not putting too much out there. You don't have to worry about overwhelming them. Like I go like question by question by question until everything is answered, versus sending a message this long that, let's be honest, they're probably not going to read, or they're going to read it and they're going to say, I don't know what the hell I just read. Like I'm so confused and frustrated right now. So I say like let them lead always. Like let them lead. Ask them what they want to know. Ask them what they're confused about. What do you need me to elaborate on? But I think sharing what you made is great. I think if you like send a video, then let it just be a video, and then wait for them to get back to you about that. And then you can go with, you know, did you have any questions? Were you confused about anything? Like, do I need to hit on levels? Like, is that like, like I said, let them lead. I think that's probably the biggest thing. And that might be why you're losing people.
That's probably it, because I do flood them with information right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then that's when they just ghost me. They don't want to say anything. I mean, I've had some, you know, I've done pretty decent, but it's like I'm stalled out now. So it's maybe I'm just trying too hard, or
Yeah, you might be word vomiting, but we all do it, dude. Like me and Logan will be on our Zooms in the morning, like, and we share our screen and stuff. And like sometimes I'll open them a message, and I messaged these people like 2 years ago whenever I started my first business, and I sent them a message this long, and they read it, and I was like, every time I'd see a message like that, I'm like, no wonder they didn't message me back. Like I look like a psychopath. Like I'm sending them a 10-mile long message. Like they don't have time for that. So you have
definitely.
to like, you have to fail. That was a part of our personal development where you have to fail to get better. So like
No,
you're not going to get better until you keep doing it. And everybody has a day one. So if this is like the first time that you've ever done something like this, where you're like reaching out to people and talking to people, like you're going to be bad at it at first. Like we all were. I know me and Logan look like we're the bomb, which we are the bomb, but like we had bad
you
days
guys
too. Like
are.
we had like terrible messages, man, like terrible. So like don't, like, give yourself some grace. And I'm glad that you brought it up. I feel like that was it. I feel like you just might be word vomiting a little bit, and just like play it cool and let them lead, and you're probably going to see a huge difference. I like that you voice clip, and like the way that you sounded when you were basically like playing out your voice clip.
Mimicking what I
It
normally
sounds
say.
good. It sounds really good to me. Like you don't sound like you're not excited or anything. So I think just like don't word vomit, and I think like your messages are going to go a lot better.
All right, thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Less is more, and that's for like everybody. It sounds crazy, but less is more.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go ahead and mute myself again.
All right, thank you, Jared. Thank you, Jay. Awesome, man. Awesome question. Thank you so much. All right, cool. We got him, and then let's see. We got Mario. Go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
All right, ladies, thank you very much. This has been really, really amazing training tonight.
Yay, good.
Yeah, very, very useful and very hands-on. So a lot of things to take in practice. So a couple questions. On the second on the second part, which says engagement on Facebook for 10 minutes, about how many people do you guys sort of target or go to on those 10 minutes?
There's really not a number like that we specify. More so just do it for the 10 minutes. You know, you can make a list of people that you would love to join you. And if you make that list, then maybe pick 10 or 15 of those people and then go and comment on their stuff and engage with them. But there's not a set number. I say at least maybe 10 if I was to put a number on it.
Yeah.
All right, so you make a comment, just sort of one comment per person.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
And
now,
could,
sorry, go ahead.
Well, it could be more than that too. You know, like maybe you go down your news feed and engage a little bit, and then you go and see whose birthday it is that day, and then you shoot them messages as well. So this way you're engaging in Messenger and you're engaging on your news feed. So that's always a idea too.
Okay, perfect. If you unfollow someone, does that person is removed from your friend list?
No.
So it just takes them off of your news feed so that you see other people. You're still friends with them, you're just not following them, and all the term following means is you see their post.
Yeah, and they don't get notified. So like if you unfollow someone, they'll never know. If that's what you're worried about, like they're not going to get notified. But and you're still on their friends, they're still on your friends. It just when you go and scroll down, when you scroll down your news feed, you just won't be seeing their posts anymore.
Gotcha. And last question. So I have a good number on people that follow me on Facebook, close to 5K. Yet on Instagram, there's no more than 300 people. How do I do to engage people, or how to kind of drive traffic now into Facebook? I mean, into Instagram. What could I put on Facebook to drive the people that I want to follow me on Facebook, but I don't have the capacity, and then move them to Instagram?
So, kind of with Instagram, it's a little different than Facebook. And I don't know really how much Brooklyn uses Instagram, but in my business before, we used Instagram a lot. And so a rule of thumb was to do like the 3-6-9 rule. So you do 3 people, like you use hashtags. So you would make 3 hashtags that were followed by like 500K, 3 hashtags that were followed by 1 point something million people, and then the last 3 would be like just like 5 million people, and just create hashtags. So like if you're posting something, you know, like stay at home, like a stay at home job, or entrepreneur, or work from home, or cryptocurrency, or Ethereum, or anything like that. So just use hashtags that have a good amount of people already using those hashtags, and attach them to your page, your picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about Instagram. I don't use it a lot, and I get a lot more feedback on Facebook, but I do know hashtags work. Anytime I've ever used hashtags, whether in my stories or on my picture, I
Right.
notice like a lot more requests of follows and stuff. So I would say hashtags all the way. But I do know that YouTube has a lot of like Instagram training. So you could even go to YouTube and put something like how to get more followers on Instagram, or Instagram algorithm, because Instagram has its own algorithm too. And I don't know about that. I probably should look it up, but
Right.
I would definitely go do some research because Instagram is huge.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks, Mario. Okay, let's get Mr. Brad Smith. You can unmute yourself now.
So with the personal development, I was a little confused with that. Maybe I looked over that a little bit. And question number 2, do you use Ethereum in your posts? Because I feel like whenever we post anything with Ethereum, we're directing them right to buying Ethereum directly and not with a platform. I always use the platform when I'm putting a post out.
So personal development, did you have a specific question about that, or were you just confused as to what it was and why you need it? Like, I wasn't on here, I don't guess, when Logan hit on it, so I don't remember what was covered.
What did you mean by personal development?
So personal development can be anything. Like it's just all personal development is well, it's developing you. It's personal development, like something that's going to fuel your brain, something that's going to make you feel good, something that's going to motivate you, inspire you. So it can be as simple as going to YouTube, which is where we get our personal development for our work with me Zooms. But you can go in there and type in personal development videos, and it's going to pull up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos, like from, you know, Will Smith, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, like just a bunch of different people who are actual coaches, like personal development coaches. And they're just videos that you can listen to, you can watch, and it's just, that's it. Or if you like to read, if you're a big reader, find you a good book that is good, right? So there's a book called, The Go for No. That's a good personal development book that works on you knowing how to like get past no's, right? So it's just anything that is gonna help you grow, right? That's all it is. An audio book, a podcast.
Right.
Does that make
I thought
sense?
it was something to do with, I thought it was something to do with Facebook itself. I guess I misunderstood that. Sorry about that.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's just, we do it first to kind of set the tone for the day. That's all that is just to get you in a good headspace before you start working your business.
Right.
And then what was your second question?
Do you use Ethereum in your posts when you're trying to reach out to people, doing an engagement post? I look back to when I was first brought into this, and when I seen Ethereum, and my first instinct was to pull up my stocks and look at Ethereum and buy into Ethereum. So I have not been using Ethereum in my post, and I've been using the platform instead of the word Ethereum.
I use both. Sometimes I post the platform and sometimes I say Ethereum, but I think when I'm talking about Ethereum, I'm talking about like money that I've made. And I feel like most people, when they see the money I've made and the word Ethereum, they can pretty much figure out that there's no possible way that I've made that just from investing in Ethereum. So they usually reach out and they're like, how are you making this much money? I've had someone reach out and they're like, the coin's only $600. Like, how have you made 200K? So I use both. I think it's personal preference. So if you find that people are trying to buy it outright with you saying Ethereum, then I would say don't use it. Then just use your platform.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Brad. Okay, with a hand there, and then we got Mr. Steve. Go ahead and unmute yourself, please. You should. Let's see. I'm gonna ask. There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, my question is, I've only been doing this 3 weeks, and I've got one person so far. The rest that I've been talking with just seem to ignore me, or they don't want to. They have no interest or whatever. And I'm just wondering, what is the best approach when you're brand spanking new to even get people, to respond a little bit to you? Because I just seem to be getting all no's and no yeses.
Yeah.
So,
I would say use this task list, like what we just went over. Like if you've not been doing daily things like consistently, then start doing this. And I'm willing to bet you that within a couple of weeks of you consistently doing these things, you're going to see a huge difference in the engagement and the response that you get. That's why we do the list. It's to expand your network and increase the algorithm with your Facebook friends and increase your engagement. So 100%, I think use the list that we put out.
okay, yeah, I can do that. Plus, I'm kind of slow with the phone. I'm got old fart challenges, I guess. And this technology sometimes gets the best of me sometimes, so I'm kind of slow to get around on it. But I keep trying and everything. But sometimes going back and forth between Messenger and crypto wealth wallet and all the stuff, it's like, whoa, I got to find this again to send to somebody and stuff. So
Yeah. You'll get it.
Too,
You'll get it.
I think too, you said you've only been in here 3 weeks, and you
Yes.
probably, have you done anything like this before?
Oh, I've done 8 MLMs in the past, and I wasn't very successful at any of them.
Wow.
So honestly, it takes an average human being to see something 12 to 14 times before they say yes to it anyways. So give yourself some grace on that. Like, you've only been talking about it for 3 weeks, so it will start to come. But doing this task list, I've had people that have never done anything like this or have done things and not been successful, and just by doing this task list for 7 days straight, you can already see a difference in it. So it does really help.
Okay, and I
Yeah,
know
so-
I've been hit up a couple times. Well, this is Christmas time. I can't do anything. I just, and one of the approaches I'm using, well, have you done anything for yourself for Christmas?
Yeah.
Why not do something for yourself? But I'm still getting the same response.
Right. Like I said, give yourself some grace, because your 3 weeks is, it's this crypto thing is new to your audience too. So just start knocking out that task list and give that a couple of weeks, and then see what happens after that. But if you start doing something consistent, you're going to start seeing, you'll start seeing something whether you want it to happen or not. So I say knock that out and then let us know how that works.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve. Okay. And let's see here. We got Shannon Marie. Shannon, go ahead and unmute yourself, please. Hi, Shannon. Let's see. You should be getting a notification to unmute yourself. There you go.
There we go. Okay. So one of my team members that wasn't able to be on today wanted me to ask that they're seeing a lot of people in Forsage joining and signing up another account underneath them. They're wondering if you guys think that is a good strategy, if it's recommended or not. So what they mean by that is they've noticed people putting kids' accounts underneath them or spouses' accounts. They're wondering if that's beneficial to them being above that person, that they then have to, I guess, work. They have to, because you're working 2 accounts at that point. I'm pretty sure that's what they're asking.
Right. So personally, I would never tell anybody to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. I would never tell anyone to do that. But I do let people know up front, hey, if you're if your spouse, you know, like if you want to make an account for your spouse under you and you feel comfortable enough to kind of build 2 accounts, like that could be beneficial to have like 2 accounts bringing in income. It's just 2 different accounts for you. So, but I don't ever like tell people to do that up front. I think if you have the discipline and you have like the, what am I looking for? I guess like the patience to build 2 accounts,
Yeah.
then I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's totally your call to make. I mean, that's ultimately money coming out of your pocket. So I leave that for them to decide. And I don't tell everybody about that because I can kind of tell, like if it's a Facebook influencer, absolutely, I'm bringing it up. Like, hey, you should get your spouse in with you. Like you could build 2 accounts and have income coming into both. If it's someone who has never done anything like this before in their whole life and they are not used to like expand a network and build network, I might hold off on bringing that up to them. So it's, I think it's personal preference.
Yeah. Like he's somebody on my team, but he's seeing a lot of people from the crypto journey talking about it. So he wanted me to ask you guys what your opinion was on it. I think maybe he was thinking of doing it for somebody. So I don't know if he was thinking for himself if it would be beneficial to add somebody underneath it. I don't think he was going to advertise it to people that he was going to bring in.
I think it definitely could be beneficial, but also know that when you're doing that, it's going to require extra work. So if you're willing to put the work in for both accounts, then absolutely it's beneficial to you. But like I said, it is going to take more effort.
Yes. Like I have both my accounts at 11 and now it's starting to get a little tough because I'm going to have to get like my account to 12 first. And then I have to build up, you know, so it's a lot more, like self-discipline, and you have to really want it if you're going to have 2 accounts. I think if he wants to do it and he feels like that's something he wants to do, then go for it. It's definitely going to be beneficial. Like if he's going to work it, but I don't just recommend that to everybody either.
And add on to his question, because you said you were level 11. They're level 3 and I'm level 5. So if someone was going to do that, would you recommend it at a higher level?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I have no more questions from my team. So hopefully if they had anything else they wanted to ask, somebody else will ask it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Shannon. All right. Let's see here. We got Linda. Linda, please unmute yourself.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Thank you for this. It was awesome. I have one quick question. I was wondering which Go for No book you guys are doing, because I went to buy it as soon as you said it, and there are 2. There's one that's for network marketing, and then there was another one that just said Go for No, but the destination is yes.
That's the one that I read. I think the other one is with oh my gosh, what is his name?
Ray Higdon.
Yes, I
Okay.
love Ray Higdon. So I just started that one, but the one that I read and the short read is the first one the destination to yes.
Awesome. Thank you. And this one, I don't know if you're going to be able to answer this because it may be something you have to see, but when I saw Logan talking to Carlos on Thursday and she talked about your work with me's, I'm trying to figure out, like, how does that look practically, like in real time? Your whole team is on the Zoom and you're doing these steps, but like, are you talking them through? Are you quiet and everyone's working? Like, what does it look like in practice? Is that something you can explain or something someone would have to see?
It's both. Like some days, people are like, don't want to talk and you can feel it, like, and everyone just wants to get on and work. And then there's days like today, it lasted 2 hours. So there's not really an answer to that.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like I always share my screen, or Logan's always sharing her screen, just because there's almost always a new person on there. And if there's a new person, we got to run through it. Like, we got to tell them about it. But if we get the same people in there, sometimes we just BS. Like sometimes we hop on, we just talk about our life while we're working from our phone. So we kind of go off the what do you call it? Like the vibe, the mood. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you, Linda. All right, Mr. EJ Newbie, please unmute yourself. There we go.
Hello, Carlos, and good evening, everyone. Brooklyn, Logan, excellent job, outstanding. I took a lot of notes.
Yay,
And
thank you.
my question relates to structure. And it's obvious that you two have mastered the art of structure. I'm trying to add more structure to my business, closing 2020 and moving into 2021. My question is, what time do you start your meetings in the morning? And what time do you complete your meetings? And I'm assuming that you both do this full time.
Logan, do you want me to take this one?
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so different times. So we try to do morning Zooms, an evening Zoom, and lunchtime. So usually there's like a 9 a.m. Zoom, and then there's one around lunch, so like 12 or 1 p.m. And then there's like a 9 p.m. And the only reason we do that is so everybody has like at least one Zoom that they have a chance to hop on. I would love to do only mornings, but we try to appeal to everybody. And then, yes, I do this full time. I have not worked since I got out of the Navy, and that was like 3 years ago. I will never work again. I don't know what I would do if crypto stopped paying me. I'll figure it out. Like I might have, I don't know, but I'm never working again. That's not happening. And Logan, I love her story. It is my freaking favorite, but she is doing this full time now because I'm not going to take your spotlight, girlfriend.
So in the beginning, I was only doing it part-time, and I lost my job because of COVID. So I am doing this full-time now. And just like speaking on like part-time or full-time time thing, it doesn't matter if you're part-time or you're full-time. It doesn't matter if you only have an hour in the day to work this. If you work that hour like it's your business, you will get paid like it's your business. If you take that hour and you only work it like it's your hobby, you're only going to get paid like it's a hobby.
Reach. I love that. I love that. So when I started doing something like this, it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was right before I got out of the Navy. So I still had like 6 months in the Navy. I was working full time. Like Navy hours are stupid. So I was working full time. I was going to college full time. I had like a 6-month-old baby. I was married. Like it was a madhouse, you guys. But I had to I just took an hour. That was all I could take, you know. So I say take what you can take. If you're working full time and all you get is 1 hour, and maybe it's after your kids have laid down and you're laying in the bed and you are about to pass out, don't let yourself go to sleep without knocking out that task list, if anything. And that only takes 30 minutes. So sometimes I would have to knock out my task list 30 minutes before bed, and I would not be able to respond to anyone until my lunch break from 12 to 1 because I would be so busy, you know. So you do what you can do. Don't say, oh, I'm too busy, so I just won't do it today. No, like make the time. If it's a 30-minute block, then you crush it. So,
and
Got it. Well, thank you for your service, Brooklyn.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. New. And just so you guys know, EJ is a Vietnam veteran. So,
Well, thank you for your service, EJ.
All right. And thank you for your service, Brooklyn. Thank you so much, guys. All right. Let's see. Thank you, EJ. Thank you, sir. All right. We got Kelsey. Kelsey, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay. So actually, I just wanted to say that this has helped me a lot. I actually have only been doing this for 2 weeks. And the first week, I didn't know how I was doing, if I was doing something wrong. So I went to my uplinks and I started learning that like writing a short testimonial of how it helped you and how it is helping you, and then send them a short video. And after that, then write, you know, if you have any questions, message me. And I have gotten so much more responses. But as everybody else here I see is having the same problem, is the part where you're not, it's like they're not really connecting with you after.
so I think just using you're already, you know, you're reaching out to people and you're messaging people. So I think, you know, doing the daily task list, you know, every single day, whether it's, you know, you're only going to work Monday through Friday, or if you're going to work 7 days a week, then whatever you can commit to, or if you're only going to do the task list 3 days a week, like if that's all you can do, just to commit to it and commit to doing it every single week. But also being more vulnerable on Facebook. Like, I can't tell you, if you're just getting on there and you're just posting crypto stuff, no one's gonna, like, no one feels like as if they know you, so they probably aren't going to buy for you. So just be open and commit to opening to Facebook and being more vulnerable.
Yes. I tell people too, I'm like, you're not selling the idea of crypto or the idea of Ethereum, or you're really selling yourself. Think about it. Like you're getting on Facebook, you're sharing your life, you're talking about, things that you love and things that make you laugh, and you're being yourself, and people are really buying into you, right? They're not buying into Ethereum. Like if they were, they would just go do it themselves, but they're coming to you because you resonate with them, because they feel like they know you. They feel like they can relate to your story, or, whatever that may be. So that's why it's important to be vulnerable too, and be yourself and share your life, because those are the people that you're going to attract, or the ones that read your story and they're like, oh my gosh, like I felt that, like that gave me chills, or I get it because I just lost my job, or whatever.
Okay. So when I put like a more motivational quote, because I do a lot of that. I love motivational quotes, and I usually do it with like my kids' pictures. That would be an okay idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelsey. All right. And let's see here. We got Mr. Jason Gant. Jason, go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
Hey there. Thank you. I wanted to ask this tonight because I was signing someone up. I'm sorry. I get distracted onboarding. I missed your theory behind unfollowing. I did a meeting this morning at 9. I'm doing one tonight at 9. But you're trying to unfollow people that are already in crypto. Is that what you're doing?
Yes. And you do that just so when you're scrolling down your news feed, you're not seeing only your crypto business partners posts. I don't know if that's something that you experience, but I think most of us do. Like we scroll down our news feed and you might see Carlos post and Logan's post and Teresa's post, and like you're like, where is something other than crypto? So to prevent that, you unfollow them. That way their posts will not show up on your news feed.
Okay, and we just do our following on either an engagement group or directly on the crypto page or something like that instead.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. All right. We got Mr. Jeremy again. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Okay, so touching on that question of building another account underneath your account, I think I'm running into the same thing. I think what she was talking about, and I apologize, was there's a lot of people that are under the conception that if you build an account underneath your account, which, let me back up, that takes away from the integrity of the whole system that's going on here, that you do not have to pay the upline anything, which we all know, if anybody understands what is happening here with the Forsage, that the money does go full circle. So that's all I was getting at here was they will take, and some people will try to build an account underneath your main account, so that way less of the money is going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, go ahead.
Was that a question? I'm sorry.
No. I just wanted to reiterate on the question that one of the women asked a question earlier. Is it smart to build another account underneath you? I'm getting the same thing with some of the people in my team. They're asking, should I build another account underneath me? Start a second account so that way less of the money is going up to somebody else and it's going to me. Well, my answer for that is you're taking away from the integrity of everything, how it works, Yes, it is, but on the same note, now you have 2 accounts that you have to build to get to level 12. So that's double the amount of money.
Right. Yeah. You're going to
That's gonna
spend the
take to
money.
build-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll spend the
so
money no matter what. I think
that's
that's all.
all I
Like it's
wanted-
personal preference.
yeah, that's all I wanted to do was add to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeremy. Great. And now we got Garrett and Heather. All right, go ahead, Garrett and Heather. Please unmute yourself.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Carlos. Hey, girls. Great job. Hey, I had a question. The only problem I'm really running into is trying to explain to people what exactly this is. Everybody's like, oh, it sounds like crowdfunding to me. It sounds like GoFundMe. How far exactly does this go? Does it end? Is it going to come to a point where there's only one person left and they don't make any money? It's just trying to get past some of those questions.
Yeah. So I well, always leverage, right? So I always send people to a video if they're like confused. If people are really asking those type of questions, that's when I really utilize webinars, like replays and stuff. I'm like, hey, just watch this. It's going to explain everything, and it's really going to make you feel more secure, because I know I was kind of sketched out about it. And then once I watched Carlos' webinar, I was like, okay, like this makes sense. And then you get to hear the testimonies, which just is the cherry on top of the whole presentation. So I would say utilize the webinar for those type of people, right? Like, don't stress yourself out trying to convince someone about this. You say, hey, watch this. And when you're done, let me know if you still have questions. But then also, I don't typically entertain people who are questioning me anyways, because I feel like 99.9% of them, and again, this is personal opinion, I feel like 99.9% of them are already kind of stuck in their little, sketched out, this is a pyramid scheme, this is that. Like, I don't really think there's a lot that you can do at that point to convince them. And so I don't like to even spend my time there. A lot of the times I'm like, hey, it's not for everybody, no big deal, like, have a good day, because you could find so many more people who are interested and pour your energy there than trying to convince someone that this is not a scam. So, I mean, that's just me. Like, me and Logan don't tolerate it. And our team, like, when they come to us about it, we're like, nope, like, we're not doing this. Like, you tell them, have a good day, and you move on. Like, we don't have time to convince anybody of this. Nobody convinced me, like,
And
I
it
just
goes back to like Brooklyn saying the same thing. Like, you're never going to say the wrong thing to the right person, but you're also never going to say the right thing to the wrong person. And so, like she said, we kind of, if somebody comes to me and they're asking me, oh, how is it not a pyramid scheme? I say the same thing as Brooklyn. I'm like, well, you know what? This isn't for everyone. And honestly, it's definitely not for closed-minded people. I don't say that, but I'm just saying, like, this is not for closed-minded people. And you can tell by people's questions and everything. And it's just more effort that you're having to do, when probably in the end, you're not going to change their mind and they're still going to say no.
Yeah. And it's just going to stress you out. It's just going to stress you out. Like, you can feel the energy. Like, if you can feel that they're trying to insinuate something, just end it, just say, hey, like, no big deal. Like, it's fine. If you don't get it, it's totally fine. Like, just let them like, and I love doing that, because it just shows people, like, that you don't care. You don't need them. We don't need anybody here, like, so.
And in all honesty, sorry, go.
Well, I've gotten to the point too where, I've been watching all the webinars and everything else, and I've gotten to the point where I am getting to that point where I'm telling people, yeah, okay, it's probably not for you, and I'm just moving on, because it's pretty much a dead end and I'm wasting energy there. And I've actually had a few people that have already seen the progress that I've made and the money that I've made in the last 2 weeks. And I've got people that are finally starting to come back around, and they're like, hey, what exactly are you doing?
Yep.
So
and that will
it's
happen,
definitely working.
Yeah, people are watching you no matter, even if they tell you no. That's what I tell, like, this whole team. A no is not a no. Like, a no is not always a no. Like, yes, you'll get those no's that are like, nope, not doing it. But I guarantee you, half of the no's that you've already received are coming back around, seeing your progress, and they're like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I am a little interested. And so, I mean,
a no usually means not right now.
Yeah.
Like, it usually means not right now, until I see a post that, like, triggers me, then I do it. So people are watching you, man. Like, the people that you would never think, they're really just watching to see, one, if you quit. They want to see if you quit, because we form up, daily. And a lot of people are like,
Right.
let's just celebrate it real is, right? Like, I bet you that Logan's going to quit in 2 weeks. Play some bets on her. So you have to think about that too. Like, people are, that's just what we do. Like, I've seen people start network marketing companies all the time. And I'm like, she's going to quit in a month, you know, like, it's so mean, but it's so true. We do it. And so you have to take that into account too. So you just keep being consistent, and you keep screaming about this platform. And at some point someone's going to be like, dang, you know what? I'm tired of seeing the posts. I want in, you know, like I get those messages too. They're like, okay, I'm tired of seeing the crypto posts. Just tell me about it. So.
Right. Awesome. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brilliant
Thank you.
answer, ladies. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And then we got one more question for the night. We got Mr. Mario again. Go ahead, Mario. Unmute yourself, please.
Two quick questions. Following up on the previous one, the ones that are giving you no hard time, but are saying, hey, this is pyramid scheme, you're ripping people off and so forth. Do you delete those people, or do you leave it on your friend list?
No, I never delete them. I want them to keep seeing this money. Like, what? No, don't delete them unless they're trolling you. Like, if they start commenting on your stuff and they're being ugly and hateful, then yes, delete them. But like, heck no. If people tell me no, I'm like, roger that. And I just keep posting. And like, you want to show it off, right? You want to show them that like, this ain't crazy. And they're going to be so jealous at some point, and they're gonna be like, you know what? Okay, Mario, like, you got me. No, don't delete people. You can't do it.
Awesome. And second, so on these steps, how much time do you spend a day completing the whole task, the whole 8 steps?
If you're doing it by yourself, you will probably spend 30 minutes. Like I said, if I did it by myself every day, it would probably take me about 20 to 30 minutes. It's really not that long. The reason it takes us longer is we do it with our team. And like Brooklyn said, if the vibe is everybody wants to talk about what's going on in their life, we let it happen. Like, we're open to like growing that close with our team. So some days it takes us 30 minutes. Some days it takes us an hour and 30 minutes. You can't tell, but if you were to do it by yourself, I'd say 20 to 30 minutes.
So it's not really that much time in a day.
No. It really does not take that long at all.
No. That's why there's like no excuse. Like, there is no, that's what we tell. We're like, you know what? This is like 8 things. And if you guys can't knock out these 8 things every day, like, you cannot come to me and like, I'm sorry, but you can't bitch about your business. Like, you can't tell me that things are not going your way when you're not even doing your task list. That's the first thing we ask people. We're like, did you do your task list today? Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. Go do that.
Or
like,
if they come like, you put this out to your team and they're coming to y'all and they're like, well, my business isn't moving for me. The very first thing that I ask people, I'm like, send me the 3 messages you've sent today. And if they're like, oh, well, I didn't, I'm like, okay, send me the 3 messages you sent yesterday, because yesterday you should have done your task list. And they're like, oh, I didn't. I'm like, well, that's why, because you're not talking to anybody. Like, you have to talk to people to get your business going.
Yes. Right. And ask yourself those hard questions too. I feel like a lot of this is taking responsibility for your own shit. I'm sorry, but it's so true. Like, I call Logan all the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't signed anybody up. And then after I say it, I'm like, but you know what? I've been lazy. I ain't done my task list in a week. Like, I can't blame nobody else for me. Like, when you start like taking responsibility yourself and you just say it, like, I've been lazy and I've not been putting it first, like, it makes it easier for you to just do it, you know, like, versus like, we can't actually say we don't know why our business is moving, right? Because if it's not, we're not doing something. You got to look inward. You really do. You got to like do some self-reflecting.
Well, this is our personal business. So,
yeah.
I mean, the success or defeat is on us.
Right.
We tell.
Do you guys do this on Sunday as well?
No.
Just Monday to
We
Friday?
do Monday through Friday, because normally me and Brooklyn both kind of take the weekend off. We're not like completely unavailable, but we're not doing like our work with me Zooms, and we kind of try and spend time with our families.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we might still do our task list though. Like, we just don't do like
that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But if
So
we don't, we also don't beat ourselves up too. Like, I think burnout is a real thing. So I think if you guys are working 7 days a week, you're probably going to get burnout. So I think if you take a day, your business is not going to crush just because you take Saturday and Sunday to spend with your family.
Yeah. How big is your group, your team?
Oh my gosh. We just looked this up the other day, didn't we, Logan?
Yeah. About a week ago, we had about 600 people underneath us.
Oh my God. That's
Was that under
amazing.
you, Logan? Was that just under you?
No, when we looked under yours.
Okay, I couldn't remember. And we have like had newbies coming in left and right. So I would be surprised if we're like over 700 by now. So, but you know what? I have to say this, like, don't compare yourself to, and don't get so caught up in like numbers, because like I said, it only takes a few runners. Okay. Like I have 2 accounts. I have my account and I have my husband's account.
Right.
But you guys, we only have 26 people under our 2 accounts. That's it. We have 26 people and we have made 200K. Like, so it does not matter. You don't need 100,000 people under you to make money. You just need to find the ones who see the vision, and you got to pour into them, and you got to like take that flame and you got to run with it before it burns out, because if you're not pouring into people, you know. So I wouldn't get, it's awesome that we have that many people, but let's be honest, all 700 ain't doing nothing. Like, so it's a numbers game. But like I said, 26 people under us and we've made 200K. That is unreal. I could have never done that in network marketing ever. So yeah. I think find the ones with the vision and pour into them. Like give them your all.
And just speaking on numbers, like I've made 118 and I have only 7 direct people to me, which is crazy.
Ooh, that is so
it
crazy.
Is truly not a numbers thing.
No, it's not.
On your post that you make on Facebook, at any given time, do you talk kind of in a general overview about the opportunity, but beyond that, it's a peer-to-peer community, and go a little bit more beyond that? This is just crypto?
I don't. I usually, on my post, if I'm posting crypto, it's usually something about a payout, or whether like maybe we got on a team call or something, I post about that. But if I'm throwing up a payout, I'm just like, yo, look what I did. I just made like $9,000 on this payout. Hit me up if you're ready to do it too. I don't ever give information, because you want to create curiosity. So those people have to come to you and they're like, okay, what are you actually doing?
Yeah. And like I said, leverage. Like, why would you like go spend 30 minutes on your Facebook when you can get people in a group where they're going to constantly be exposed to it every time I post things, whether they want to or not? You know what I mean? That's just me. Like, but if you guys want to do a post, I say do it. Like, if you want to go live, I'm all for it. Like, but I like to just tease people with my payouts, and because money talks. Money.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Especially for us that we're just in the beginning and we don't, have much, haven't made that much money, but sometimes we use someone else's, like you guys or someone else.
And that works too. Like, I know a lot of people they're like, I don't have my own success story, and they think that talking about others doesn't work, but it does. It just might take a little longer. It might take like a little more repetition,
right.
but it does work.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, Mario, thank you so much. Well, Brooklyn, Logan, you ladies just hit it out of the park. Total grand slam. You guys are awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy evenings. You could have been spending it with your family, could have been spending it with your team, could have been out there working with new prospects, but you chose it to spend with us, and we are blessed and honored to have you here. Again, just awesome stuff. You guys are amazing. And then Brooklyn, I'm looking forward to our Duo Live coming up pretty soon. I think it's tomorrow or Thursday.
I think we said tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, we're on for tomorrow. Yep, looking forward to that. Yeah, it's at 1 o'clock Central Time. So, guys, stay tuned.
1 o'clock Central Time. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Let me double check. And then, is that tomorrow? Guys, you guys gonna want to check out my Facebook page. That's tomorrow, 1 o'clock Texas time, Central Time. Okay. All right. So we're on tomorrow. I'm gonna be interviewing Brooklyn tomorrow, just like I did Logan Moore. All right. And folks, this is recorded. This is going to be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow morning for later viewing. It's at the Crypto Crusaders YouTube channel. And you know what? I took a ton of things out of this, but my 2 favorite things that I took out of this, okay? I'm a guy of sayings and cliche, just phrases that people say, right? I love this one. If your mouth is closed, then so is your business, right?
Yes.
It's as simple as that. And then the other one is you have to fail to get better.
Yep.
You really, really do.
Yes.
Right. And that's what it's all about, because at the end of the day, I used to blame everyone but me. You know, it was my upline, it's the product, it's this, it was everybody but me. And at the end of the day, nothing changed for me until I took responsibility for my business and myself. And when I did that consistently, it all changed.
Yep.
And that's why you ladies are having the amazing success that you are. So congratulations, Brooklyn. Congratulations, Logan. Thank you very much, ladies. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Carlos.
You're welcome, guys. Guys, go ahead and unmute yourself and say thank you. I'm going to allow everyone to unmute themselves and say thank you to these awesome ladies.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Thank you
night.
so much.
Thank you,
You
Logan.
rock.
Thank you.
Ladies rock. Thank you.
That was
fire.
Bye.
Love it.
Bye,
Awesome,
you
ladies.
guys.
Bye,
I'm going to
you
appreciate
guys.
you. I see you
Thank
tomorrow,
y'all.
Brooklyn. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.
Good night, guys.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
bye. Say bye, Sherry Beth.
Bye, Carlos.
Bye.
Y'all are awesome.